In the 18th century, Claude Pinoche, a French soldier who supported the monarchy, was revealed to be a vampire. Despite an attempt to end his life, he avoided death. He witnessed the French Revolution and Marie Antoinette's execution, but feigned his own death and left to go abroad. Over the following centuries, he was involved in the suppression of revolutionary uprisings. In 1935, Augusto Pinochet arrived in Chile and enlisted in the Chilean army. He eventually rose to the rank of general and in 1973 staged a coup to overthrow the socialist government of Salvador Allende. As dictator of Chile, Pinochet insisted that his family address him as the Count. Investigations by authorities into his human rights abuses and stolen wealth start once he is no longer in office. As a precautionary measure, he pretends to die a second time, choosing to seclude himself on a faraway farm. Over the course of his 250-year lifespan, his will to live slowly dwindles, making his wife Lucia and devoted butler, Fyodor, a white Russian who was transformed into a vampire by Pinochet, very uneasy. Fyodor puts on Augusto's military attire and goes on a bloody murder rampage in search of human hearts to devour in Santiago. Convinced that their father was responsible for something, and eager to receive their due inheritance, the Pinochet kids got hold of a nun, Carmen, to carry out an exorcism and eliminate Augusto seemingly as part of a financial audit of the family. They headed to the farm accompanied by Carmen. Carmen impresses Augusto with her fluency in French, and he finds out that Fyodor is having an affair with Lucia, but he puts up with it as his feelings for her have diminished. She then thoroughly interrogates the family about their legal and financial issues, eventually making a record of her findings that she stores in her chamber. Carmen reveals to Augusto that she is a nun and attempts to drive out his demonic powers. However, she is overpowered by his aura and gives in to his desires, allowing him to turn her into a vampire through their sexual encounter. Margaret Thatcher arrives, revealed to Claude's mother. She had left him at an orphanage at birth after she was raped and attacked by a striga. Jealous of Carmen's claim to Augusto's love, Margaret orders her son to kill her. Augusto instead displays his wealth to Carmen, at which point Carmen acknowledges that she had been pretending her interest in him and that her transformation into a vampire was part of her mission sent by the Roman Catholic Church to spy on the Pinochets and investigate their illicit activities. After fleeing, Lucia is captured by Fyodor, who proceeds to sentence her to death and sets her dossier ablaze. Present are Lucia and the Pinochet children, looking to gain the inheritance of Augusto and Margaret by killing them, but Augusto outsmarts them. In a daring move, he drives a stake through Lucia's heart and beheads Fyodor with a saw. Augusto and Margaret refresh themselves with vampire hearts, then set off to begin anew. The children are left to try and save what remains of the farm. When they depart, Carmen's fellow nuns come to the property.